Good news, everybody! Katie the Drug Lady is back to talk about more immunizations because I absolutely love sticking people. And the best part is the new law says that any pharmacist can't, especially in South Carolina, because I'm in South Carolina, which is why these videos are coming out so late, because there's a hurricane. Did you hear there was a hurricane? Because I heard there was a hurricane. Everybody came into my pharmacy and said, there's a hurricane, I need to refill everything. So I knew there was a hurricane. It was amazing. So we're going to talk about adult immunizations, because I just went through my spiel on flu shots, but I want to talk to you about other shots, because the pharmacy can do all of them without a prescription. If you stepped on a nail, I got you covered with the tetanus shot. Before we start, hit the subscribe button, because I'm really bad about posting consistently. I have a tendency to not do anything and then just like purge and give you a whole bunch of information, because that's how I do. So, hit that subscribe button so you are notified when I finally do decide to purge. You can find me on Facebook, and you can email me at katiethedruglady@yahoo.com. So first things first, we can do everything. We can do pneumonia, MMR, which is measles, mumps, rubella. We're going to get into that in the children's one, because there is a new outbreak in South Carolina for measles. Yay. We do Tdap, so that's tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, the whooping cough. We'll get into why that's really important. We can just do tetanus by itself if you're not worried about the whooping cough. We can do everything. We can do typhoid, we can do the shingles, which that's on back order, so have fun finding that. So we'll get into that. So, kind of the rule of thumb is like flu plus 2. So almost any disease state, we can tack on two more immunizations to your flu shot, so you are completely covered, and I'll explain why that's so important. So over 65, I harp on over 65, and I'm so sorry to everybody I know that's over 65, but you are at increased risk of everything. So gotta have the flu shot, the high dose. You gotta have the shingles shot, which again, it's on national back order. So right now it's on what's called allocation, where get like a box here, there, and a lot depends on how many prescriptions you do, if you're hospital versus outpatient. So hospital pharmacies tend to have priority for that kind of stuff over us retail. So sorry about that. It is a 2-dose series, so you get one, and then in 2 to 6 months you have to get the other one. So hopefully you got it late and you can wait a while, because they didn't make enough. Because everybody that got the Zostavax, which was the less effective one prior, that had to be frozen, so we got all these freezers, and then they came out with Shingrix, and we don't need these freezers anymore. Waste of money. So everybody got the Zostavax, and it didn't work. So everybody who already had the Zostavax came in and got the Shingrix, along with everybody who never had the Zostavax before. They all wanted it too. But it is a 2-dose series. So now we're struggling to get those people who got the first dose their second dose, so that they don't have to start the whole thing over again. And then you have to get pneumonia. And that too is a 2-dose series, so you get 1 dose after you turn 65, and that's the 13-valent, so that is Prevnar 13. And then in a year, you get the Pneumovax 23. The good thing is your Medicare cards will actually signal the pharmacies and other hospital people if you've had it. And if you haven't had it, it'll let us know, so we can give it to you. That's awesome. Thanks, Medicare. Diabetes. I'm Wilford Brimley. So you not only need the flu, but you need the pneumonia, because I'm sorry, you're considered immunocompromised. Sorry, guys. Because if you get sick with the flu or pneumonia, your sugars can go all over the place, like crazy. Okay, so we gotta worry about sugars, and being sick is the worst thing for your sugars. And if you're hospitalized, oh my God, having to calculate out the insulin that you need when you're hospitalized is crazy hard. Okay, so to keep you out of the hospital, because those bills can be crazy expensive if you're diabetic. I mean, it's crazy expensive for anybody, but if you're diabetic, it's way worse. So we gotta keep you healthy. You also, if you're injecting stuff, you're gonna need a Hep B, because you're injecting things. Sorry, if you're injecting stuff, you gotta do it. If you have asthma or COPD, any type of breathing problem. Obviously, you have a breathing problem to start with. If we make it worse, you're going to end up in the hospital. So, we got to get to the flu, the pneumonia, and the Tdap, because you can't have whooping cough. Hypertension and heart disease. You also need the flu, the pneumonia, and the Tdap, because, again, we don't want you getting sick. Your heart can't take it. So, I get a lot of people with pregnancy issues. You're technically supposed to have the flu and Tdap while you're pregnant. Or, the flu, you don't necessarily have to get while you're pregnant because you might not be pregnant during flu season, but at least right after, get it. The Tdap you are supposed to have when you're in the hospital. I kind of fell through the cracks along with a lot of people I've known where they don't end up getting it before they give birth. Because not in the hospital, but your doctor. So while you're pregnant and you're going to your guys, y'all, words are hard, man. Okay, OBGYN. So many acronyms in the healthcare profession, okay? Going to your OBGYN, they're supposed to give it to you before you go into labor and before you go into the hospital. Everybody that's supposed to be around your baby has to have that Tdap vaccine because your baby has not been immunized against pertussis, diphtheria, and all that. So everybody that's going to be around, grandparents, uncles, aunts, everybody, okay? That being said, also please do not take your newborn to the hospital unless they need to go to the hospital. Please do not take your babies into the pharmacy. I love your babies, I really do, but bring them when there is nobody around and don't touch anything. Don't, just put them in a bubble, then they can come in, or bring them to the drive-thru and hold them up, that's fine. But do not bring them in. They're not immunized for anything. They're these little hothouse orchids who hasn't been exposed to anything, and they're going to get sick. So please don't. Please don't bring them in. You wouldn't believe how many people have brought their babies into the hospital and the babies got sick. We don't need that. So yeah, no prescription necessary for any of these immunizations. You can just come in and request it. Insurance is doing a really good job of keeping track of some people, so if you thought you might have gotten it that year and you weren't sure, your insurance will usually balk if I try to bill another one. Another thing, if you aren't sure if you've gotten any of these and you have any of these disease states, the CDC recommends that we just treat you as if you haven't gotten it, because it's better be immunized twice, there's not a big risk with that, than not immunized at all. If you're not being immunized, saying immunized, try to say immunized 10 times fast. Try it. This is this video. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble, y'all. I haven't talked to myself in a while. So, again, much better to have some immunization than none. Also, I talked about in the flu shot, all the things all your arguments to why you can't get vaccinated are non-arguments. And like I said, all of these vaccines, even the live ones are more likely to give you some symptoms because you're building more immunity. But the good thing is they're lasting you so much longer. So MMR vaccine, I had to get a booster when I came back because I got immunized 30 years ago. It does wear off eventually, but it burns much more. It's in the skin, so you can usually tell live viruses because they usually have to go into the skin and not into the muscle. They are more likely to cause more flu-like symptoms, more symptoms. Meningitis is the worst. But the inactivated ones really shouldn't cause you much trouble, mostly injection site reactions, and your arm may feel heavy after. But other than that, it's really important to get them. They're all in single-dose syringes, so they're preservative-free, or what's considered trace, in which case not even a gnat is going to be bothered by them. I'm trying to think how I want to do the children immunization video because that's such a hot-button issue for the non-vaxxers out there. And I am a parent, and my children are vaccinated. But I really want to do it, but at the same time, I really don't want to be attacked on my Facebook and everywhere else. So that might take me a while to get the wording of that proper, but it's going to be coming. It'll be coming. If you really want to see that, where I just commit internet suicide and do a non-vaxxer video, I will do it. So hit that subscribe button, comment below if I helped you, if maybe you're more, if you didn't know any of this, and now you gotta go out and you gotta go get some immunizations, Good on ya. Oh, also, if you have like if you don't have a spleen, that's another one. Your doctor really should have gotten on that and gotten you all the. You just need everything. You have no spleen. Sorry, you need everything. So sickle cell patients, things like that. Sorry, your arms can be hurting. But I hope this helps somebody. Y'all have a good day now.